Hello there and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Daphne. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to start the video off and giving you guys an update on how well the homemade weed killer recipe that I shared in the last video worked. So I sprayed down all of these pavers with a good dose of that weed killer. This is how it looked. I'm just giving you a look back on when we applied the weed killer, all the weeds that was inside of the pavers, and I'm so happy that it worked right away, and I just wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to link that video in the description in case you're interested in taking a look at the recipe for the weed killer. We're getting started with today's video. I just got back from Lowe's and I picked up 2 hydrangea. I really want to try to add in some more shrubs into the backyard side beds. We added in a lot of perennial in little pockets, but I really wanted to add in some larger shrubs more towards the rock garden on this side, and then I wanted to pop one in by the fence line on the other side. Now on this side, I was debating between 3 locations. If you're familiar, if this isn't your first time by, we did a 4-part series on this side of the backyard where we added in pockets of plantings. We did a seating area, and we also trimmed up our golden cypress, which is towards the end of this bed. Now I was thinking that I would pop the hydrangea towards the front of the bed, like right below the dino trap that we have over on this side. I'm going to give you guys a closer look at a different angle so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to be slightly behind, but towards the right hand side of the spruce trees that we have above. Now the other option is I can put it on the left hand side, like right where I have the rehab Corabelle planter. I was thinking of removing that planter and then planting one of the hydrangea right in that spot. And then the other option is right close behind the seating area, this chair right in that spot. So it was those 3 options. I think for now I'm gonna put it towards the front of the bed, but let me know what you guys think. Now the other area that I'm going to be putting the other hydrangea is, I'm thinking right below this pine tree. We have some hellebore. We have a hellebore, and then we have 3 caramel Corabelle like right in front of it. So I was thinking of putting it more towards the trunk of the tree, but I also have 2 other spots that I was thinking. One a little closer, maybe on the left hand side of the hellebore. I was thinking of putting it there. We had put some iris like right in front of it, and some of them are coming in, so I was thinking of putting it like right there. The hydrangea gets about 3.5 to 4 feet tall and wide, so I'm still debating on that one. Now I went and I grabbed this hydrangea that we're going to be putting. This one is a reblooming hydrangea, and I'm going to give you a close-up look of the tag shortly. I just wanted to move the dino trap a little further away, and where I have the plant right now is like really directly behind the spruce, so I wanted to move it over about a foot or so and put it in a better spot. I think it would probably be a lot happier in that spot. So we're just going to think about it. Before I dig the hole, I wanted to just have it sit over here for a little while so that I can make sure that that's the right spot. So let me know what you guys think. So we're going to head over to the other side. We're going to grab this beautiful hydrangea, and then we're going to pop it over on the long border over there. We're going to figure out exactly the location that we want to have it in. This hydrangea is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I'm going to give you a close-up look of the tag in a little while. It's called a little Hottie, and boy, I think it's going to look amazing in this location. So what I wanted to do was to mimic the spirea that we have on the other side of this bed. So I was thinking that I would put it here. I'm going to step back so that you guys can take a better look. It's like right in the middle of this section, and I think that I'm going to try it in another location before I dig the hole. So this is the shrub that I was talking about. It's a spirea. I'm going to try to find a picture in bloom from this season. So I wanted to mimic the white blooms on that side with the hydrangea structure on the other side. So we're going to hop back on this side, and I do like it in this location. So we're going to start digging the hole. Now, over in this section, we had removed 2 layers of landscape fabric. We had some old wood mulch, and then we also had a ton of rubber mulch. So we removed all of that, and then we put down cardboard sheeting. So I am just going to remove in this section, now that we're going to be putting a plant here, the cardboard that we had down. I'm just going to pull it out, and I'm going to start digging the hole. Now in this section, I don't know if it's because we had down the landscape fabric, but the soil over here is not as fertile and as rich as I have in other areas. It's very dry, and it's a little more dirt-like instead of like soil rich. So what I'm going to do is, it's a little hard to be able to dig in this section, so I'm going to run some water in the hole. I'm going to let this like evaporate and, you know, just drain down into the hole, and we're going to figure out what we're going to be doing. But in the meantime, I grabbed the tag, so I just wanted to show the tag to you guys so that you can see the specs. So this is called Bloomstruck, and it should be a beautiful specimen in this area. I'm just gonna zoom in. It's hardy in zone 4 to 9, and it's anywhere from 3 to 4 feet high and 4 to 5 feet wide, and it should be morning sun and afternoon shade. So I think that this is going to be perfect, nestled underneath the spruce, and I think that it's going to look beautiful. I'm thinking the bloom is going to be more on the pinkish side, just based on the pH of our soil in other areas, but we'll see, because in this area the soil seems to be different from other areas, so we'll see how the pH is on this side. So while we let the water drain, I am going to try this hydrangea in the front of the bed, and we are going to just leave it here for a little while, and we're going to see you know, how we like it. So I'm just stepping back so that you guys can see. It would be more towards the front. It's going to grow up, and I think that it's going to look beautiful in this location. So while we wait for the water to drain, and then also for me to figure out if I actually like the hydrangea in that spot, we're going to be working on taking out the bird bath that we have here. I want to clean it down, and I also want to stake up one of the dahlias that I have. And I'm also going to show you what I observed on an evening, you know, a couple of evenings ago. I had told you guys that a random cat was nipping on my cat's mint in this area. And I haven't seen that cat in a while. But the other day I saw my neighbor's cat just laying on top of the plant that has literally been struggling. And this is the second cat mint in this area that I think I'm going to lose. So before that happened, I dug it up and I potted it into a pot in the backyard. But I did want to show the footage because I didn't get the footage of the first time when I caught the other cat in the bed. So I'm going to share it with you guys right after I finish staking up this dahlia. Tell you, cats act as if they own the place. I think he was like sleeping on top of my cat mint. So now that we have the bird bath, we're just going to clean it up. I think that the pump stopped working. I cleaned out the bird bath really well. I always use like a little dish soap. I didn't show myself cleaning it with a little dish soap, but I sprayed it. I rinsed it out. I took the rocks out, and I'm going to fill it back up with water, and then we're going to set it back out front. But this time I got some mosquito bits that I'm going to be putting inside of the bird bath, and I'm happy that I actually picked it up because being that the pump stopped working, this is still water. So I definitely want to make sure that none of the mosquito larvae develops inside of the bird bath. So I'm glad that I did pick that up. And I picked it up at Amazon. So I'm going to have it linked in my Amazon storefront in case you guys are interested. I'm going to have it in my Amazon storefront, my Lowe storefront, and then also my LTK shop as well, depending upon how you guys want to shop. But now that we have it nice and clean, I am trying to put the pump back, and I'm going to set it out to see if it starts back working, but I wasn't able to get it to work at this time. So I think I'm going to try to work on it a little more, take it apart, clean it, and see if I'm able to get it back. That'll be something that I'll share the update in the next video. Now I know this season I have been sharing a lot more planting videos and a lot just more garden based videos. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up, and then also leave me a flower emoji in the comment section. And that just lets me know that you're enjoying the content, and I'll continue to bring videos like this. So thank you so much for your support. So all of the water drained out. So now you guys can see what I was talking about. Like, this is the wet soil that's in the hole, and it's basically like dirt, like just wet dirt. It's not soil, it's not rich, it's not lofty like the way that the soil normally is in my backyard. So I don't know exactly, what's going on in this section, and I probably should have removed more of this soil or dirt before I filled it with water, because now I have this sticky, messy dirt. So I'm just putting it over on the side. I'm going to move it towards the back so that I can let it dry out. And in the meantime, I went and I got my plant tone, and also I'm going to be using some garden soil to just backfill the plant, nestle it in. I'm trying to plant it a little high in this section so that I can just get good drainage. So that's what we're going to do here. And I'm going to, after I finish backfilling, and I'm going to put all of the mulch back, and then we're going to water it in. So the last clips that I shared was actually on the 4th of July. After that, I stopped filming, and then I went to a carnival, and then we also went to see the fireworks. So that was really nice to be able to get out on the 4th of July. This is Sunday morning, so I'm just finishing up recording this video, which I'll be sharing this video at 6 o'clock on the same day. Now, if you guys remember, 2 days ago, I put this little Hottie hydrangea in this location. And guys, I totally forgot that I had put it there. So all yesterday, it sat out here, and I did not water in the backyard yesterday, and we didn't get rain. So this hydrangea is struggling. So I'm watering everything out here, this morning, and then we're just going to pop it into the ground in this location, and we're going to cross our fingers that, it'll settle in, and hopefully I did not, cause too much damage on that hydrangea. So we're just going to be watering everything. We are watering, we started out watering the herb plant seeds that we had planted in the other video, and we're also watering the tomato plants and everything in this area, and we're just going to give everything a nice drink of water so that everything is really hydrated. I think it's going to get until the 90s towards this afternoon, so we want to make sure that everything is hydrated. So we did get some germination inside of the large shallow planter, And then we also got some germination inside of the terracotta pot. And that is the basil that germinated so far over here. So I assume inside of the other planter, that's probably the basil that sprouted over there as well. So I'm super excited about that. So in this spot, we raked back the mulch. So I went and I grabbed my shovel. I also remembered that I have landscape fabric over on this side. I didn't remove the landscape fabric in this bed. I definitely am going to remove it next season. Probably in the fall, I'll remove it. Because we're going to be cleaning up the mulch in this section, so we'll just take that time to be able to do a full refresh. But until then, I'm going to cut a hole in the landscape fabric, and then we're going to dig it out and we're going to plop the hydrangea in this section. And again, the hydrangea is called Little Hottie. So I'm just going to put the sprinkler head on the soak setting, and we're just going to leave it here towards the base of the hydrangea, and we're just going to let it soak up as much water, as possible. I wanted to give you a close-up of the tag. As I said, this is called a Little Hottie, and it should be in full sun to part shade. So in this section, I think that it'll be great. It's hardy in zones 3 through 8, and it gets anywhere from 3 to 3.5 feet height and wide. And I also wanted to give you guys a close-up of the balloon plant, and we had put this obulus or trellis or however you want to call it in this section because if you don't support the balloon plant, it'll just flop down into the flower bed, and I definitely wanted to avoid that. So that's why we put the obulus on it in the probably 3 or 4 videos back. And now it was blooming, so I just wanted to show you guys, and also to deadhead a couple of blooms. So this is going to be the last thing that we're going to be doing for this video. We did clean up this area, and I had told you guys that I was going to leave up the blooms in this area so that the pollinators can enjoy it. Now, as you saw, the blooms on these hydrangeas are very heavy. So even if the bloom stalk is well like a foot to a foot and a half out of the pathway, because they're so heavy, they droop down. So the ones that are drooping into the pathway, I'm going to be removing, and then we're going to leave the ones that are standing upright. Now this is also the reason why I cut all of the blooms off of the front pathway, because it would be out of control if I left them up. They would be dragging on the ground and be very unsightly. So that's one of the reasons why, I do that. So before we end the video, I wanted to give you a close-up of the blooms, how beautiful they are. And I just wanted to thank you again for joining me today. And I hope that you have an amazing week ahead. And until the next time, have a blessed day.